Right, as drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic become harder and harder to find, we've learned some people in search of weight loss help are turning to alternatives and might be getting something else entirely. And that's not the only part of this trend that's actually raising red flags with experts.
She never called in sick in 10 years. She had to call in sick one day after taking this medication.
Plastic surgeon Dr. Christopher Davidson knew something was wrong when one of his colleagues got sick. She told him she had taken what she thought was Ozempic, purchased from a local med spa.
She had nausea, she had GI symptoms, overall malaise, loss of appetite, loss of energy. She showed me a picture of the Ozempic in her lettuce drawer. We got talking about, is this really Ozempic at all? And it turns out that the Ozempic that she had was from Miami, from a compounding pharmacy.
Compounding pharmacies are specialized pharmacies that make treatments for individuals who can't take traditional medications. When there are drug shortages, the FDA also allows designated compounding pharmacies to make versions of the drug that's in high demand. Telehealth companies and even med spas are using this exemption now to claim that the main ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, semaglutide, can be compounded and used as a generic form of the name brand. But the FDA has issued a warning against compounded semaglutide, stating patients should be aware that some products sold as semaglutide may not contain the same active ingredient as FDA-approved semaglutide products like Ozempic and Wegovy, and that they have not been shown to be safe and effective.
There is no generic for these drugs.
Northeastern University professor of pharmacy law, Kellyanne Barnes, warns that the semaglutide sodium these pharmacies often use is not the same as the name brand prescriptions. How do we know that in these compounded versions there's as much semaglutide as there is in the Ozempic and the Wegovy?
You don't know?
People have gotten sick, reporting gastrointestinal illness, seizures, even hospitalizations. The FDA received 239 reports of adverse events associated with compounded semaglutide, but notes numbers are limited because compounding pharmacies are not required to report adverse events and often do not. I decided to see for myself what the process is to get compounded semaglutide online. It says semaglutide, the same active ingredient as weight loss drug Wegovy, delivered overnight. We went through the entire process to see exactly how it works. Next, it says we do a medical consultation. I filled out questions about my health history. Both companies said there'd be a telehealth call. Each website said a physician would review my medical intake form, but in my case, I never met one-on-one with a doctor. Just hours later, I was approved for semaglutide by both online companies.
I'm a board-certified physician in your state.
I'm a board-certified physician licensed in your state.
I received 2 videos via text message. One from a dermatologist, the other from an OB/GYN.
So that definitely raises some concerns. I think scope of practice is definitely something that, needs to be looked at with respect to who is actually prescribing these medications.
The semaglutide we ordered from both online companies arrived 3 business days later. Our delivery arrived and you see they had to be refrigerated immediately. My prescription included these vials of semaglutide solution, insulin syringes, and anti-nausea medication. Barnes says the biggest risk here is not really knowing what you're taking. So buyer, beware.
Just make sure that you understand where the drug is coming from, the pharmacy that is properly licensed. Just do your homework so you can be safe.
The company that makes Ozempic, Novo Nordisk, tells us that they have filed 12 legal actions against med spas and compounding pharmacies, and it will continue to pursue legal action against companies that claim to contain semaglutide. Live in the newsroom, Brittany Johnson, 5 Investigates.